Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. Look at that. We're looking across Okanagan Lake over to an area called Cars Landing over there. We're actually on the west side of the lake, north of Kelowna and up West Side Road. This is the area where the fires had happened, and you've got pockets of houses that weren't affected, and then other areas where, well, there's no houses left. On my way back, maybe I'll do a video showing that as I go through that whole area there. So anyway, and Okanagan Lake, for those you don't know, is about 90 miles long, and the city of Kelowna is about the middle. The lake kind of narrows there, and most of development and everything is up on the east side of the road, south of Kelowna, and our east side of the lake, that is. And then when we get to the middle of the lake, the highway goes across the lake. And then almost all the development is up on the east side of the lake, and there's not so much on the west side of the lake, up to the north end of Okanagan Lake, which is where Vernon is. And at the south end of Okanagan Lake is a city called Penticton. So, and that's where I originally moved when I moved to the Okanagan area, was to Penticton almost 30 years ago now. Anyway, let's talk about carpets. I've been here before, I think a couple of years ago, and there's 3 large dogs in this house, and they sleep in here. And although she says they have beds, obviously they're not always ending up on the beds, and this carpet is just loaded with grease. I cleaned it about 2 years ago, and it cleaned up really well. And that's kind of why I'm back here, I guess. And I've got this room, in this hallway, and in here, and the steps. So, and now I decided what I would do. In this case, I have Suspend and this pressure sprayer. Suspend is a pre-spray. Again, I'll say it again. It's actually meant to work with an emulsifier. It isn't the emulsifier itself. It will lower the surface tension. pH is about 9.1, and so I'm going to spray lightly, not too heavy, on the carpet, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to dissolve the soils and oils and drive it into the backing. I want to control the moisture level, and I'll do that when I clean with the brush. I'll show you that when I get there. So the emulsifier is actually in the tank of the machine. Oops, I guess that's too loose here. That's what's going on. It's okay. I'll turn that. Okay, all right. So we'll just give it I just need to put just a bit of a light spray, because the surfactant is actually very effective. And what it's doing is my dad always said this to me, that it makes the water wetter than wet. My dad, who was a carpet cleaner before me. And I remember him talking about emulsifiers and surfactants and all that stuff many years ago. Anyway, so we're going to give it a light spray. I just need to get it on there, and it'll start to dissolve the oils. It'll lower the surface tension and give the emulsifier the ability to break down the oils and lift into suspension. And it does that by the molecules of the detergent will push themselves between the molecules of soil, and then they get lifted, break apart and lift into suspension. That's how it works. As you can see, I'm almost out here. That's okay. I don't really need it in here, I don't think. This room is not bad. But I'll save a little bit for the steps. Okay. So, you can see I've got the brush out and ready, and I did underneath these pieces already and put them back, so don't have to worry about that. Now, what I decided to do, because we have such a significant oil buildup in the carpet from the doggy oils, a black lab, a golden retriever, and I guess a labradoodle is the dogs that are in here. And yeah, so there's a lot of oils in here. So I'm going to be, I'm just feathering the solution that I'm watching to on the carpet. I just want to get enough on there to get it. You can see it just turning a little bit white. I'm just feathering the solution down. Don't over wet it. Don't want to wash it into the vacuum. The brush is going to be very effectively combing through the fibers, and you can see it already dramatically improving. Well, I can anyway. So, and now let's, something came out to my attention yesterday, actually. I just wanted to mention it. Now, before I clean this carpet, the first thing I did is I gave it a very thorough, very slow vacuuming with my Hoover Hush Tone, and I filled the bag about halfway just in this room and the hall and the other room behind me. Most of it obviously would have come out of this room, and then when I vacuumed the steps, I emptied my Shark rocket twice. It just filled right up. And it reminded me of something came to my attention about somebody out there that has on various YouTube channels and Facebook group chats has said that they don't never vacuum, even when there's little debris and junk on the carpet, and they use they're a VLM, or I guess they call themselves that anyway, using the little OP machine. And they're quite proud of themselves that they don't bother vacuuming the carpet before they clean it. And I gotta tell you, if that's the way you want to clean carpets, that's obviously your business, but that is extremely unprofessional and, quite frankly, lazy. But maybe maybe they're not charging enough money to feel that they can't be justified in taking the time. And maybe they just do empty apartments and low-end income property management kind of guys or whatever. But boy, I could never get away with that with the clientele that I do normally. And you can see, even, I don't know if you can see that, but there's more hair that's been pulled out of the carpet by the brush. And the brush works very well at pulling hair out of the carpet. Of course, before I'm done, I'll be vacuuming this carpet again. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of mention that, and it just, quite frankly, astonishes me that somebody would be so audacious to, I mean, for one thing, to do that, to clean that way, and then to proudly state that that's the way they do it, and they don't see anything wrong with that. But that's, I almost don't even know what to say about it. But, well, if you're a new guy into this business and you're wondering how to go about carpet cleaning, and you're hearing that sort of advice from somebody on a Facebook chat group or a YouTube channel or whatever, I have some advice for you. Don't take any of their advice, because inevitably they've got all kinds of other thoughts and opinions that are completely out to lunch. And they're not going to be a help to you. They will actually cause you harm in your attempt to build a business, and if they're going to give you that kind of advice, usually are the kind of guys that'll tell you to go to the grocery store and buy your cleaning chemicals, your products there, rather than use professional grade products that have SDS sheet and you know, that a true professional would actually use. Anyway, that's the kind of people they seem to be. Kind of is a kind of a birds of a feather flock together kind of a situation, I think. But anyway, oh boy, look at all the hair coming out of there. And the brush does work really, really well. So, as I say, I did clean this carpet a couple of years ago. I probably would have cleaned it very similarly. I'm cleaning with Omega Citrus, boosted at a more higher ratio than I normally do. I think about 6 ounces per gallon right now. Normally I don't go that high, but with the oils and everything in here, I thought that was a good idea, because the Omega Citrus has citrus in it, and the citrus will help to cut through the oils as well. And I've also got stabilized CO2 in here at about 3,000 parts per million. And I decided to do that because with this amount of oil in the carpet, when you see a carpet like this, you're definitely going to have to do something to deal with the odor from the doggy oils that are in the carpet, because you'll just have to deal with that. So that's why I decided to put the stabilized CO2 in there. But this carpet is cleaning very well. All the stains are coming out. Other than what you saw me pre-spray, I didn't spray anything else here. But it's really looking good. And of course, this is just the application and scrub in step. I'm not applying any solution now, in case you're wondering. I'm just going to do a little extra scrubbing across this area here. I bet by the time I finish this job, I'll have filled my vacuum, and it was actually an empty bag this morning. You know, it's amazing to me that these guys don't want to even bother vacuuming carpet. I mean, I knew that these guys were doing that, but I was reminded of it. Something came across my desk, as it were, yesterday, and it reminded me. It's like, oh my goodness, oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's comical and tragic. It's even more comical when you think that the individual I'm thinking of considers himself to be the greatest expert of carpet cleaning that we have in the world. So it's quite, again, comical. But there's all kinds. You know, if we get to the point where we think we know it all, we've become an ignoramus. Nobody knows it all. We're all able to learn from each other, I think. I probably don't really need to run the brush on this area, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's just going to take a couple minutes. And besides, it is pulling out hair as well that is stuck in the fibers. It's really nicely pulling up the pile of this carpet too. It's got a texture, sort of a pattern on this carpet. Don't see this type of carpet often used in homes, but yeah, it looks fine in the right place. Seems to me I remember we were looking at buying a house a few years ago, and there was a textured carpet in there, and my wife said nope. She didn't like it, but I guess it's too busy for her. Yeah, it's cleaning really well. Stains are all coming out. Oil is emulsifying very well. Okay, we'll go back to the beginning. There was a nasty stain right in the doorway, and I can't see it. Imagine that. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of that. I need to clean this brush. You can just hose it down with a hose in the driveway. Okay, I'm going to start with the Rubbermaid rayon polypropylene green stripe pad, and we'll see how well this does. No, I don't expect I'll be adding any more solution. I don't think I need to. I'm actually adding a little bit right now just because I want to make sure that the pad actually is a little bit damp. And that's all I'm going to do, I think. Yeah, this carpet's going to pop. I can tell that right now. It's going to look really good. This is a nylon. We love nylon. We miss nylon. Yeah. No, of course. I don't know if you noticed this, but the rotary machine turns in a counterclockwise motion, and normally they run at about 3 360-degree cleaning passes per second on the carpet, which is in almost any case going to be more than adequate to get the job done. In fact, usually when I'm cleaning, when I go over an area that needs to be cleaned, it usually releases the soil within a few seconds. Usually only one pass is all I need. And of course, as you move the machine around, oscillating, or overlapping one way and the other, you're going to be coming at the fibers from 360 degrees, most areas of the carpet. And I've been doing this with the Rotary mostly for 28 years. I've done every other method there is. And of course I do have OP machines as well. Various types. I have four of them. Well, counting the Oryx, I guess I have two of those, and two Orbitex, and a Challenger, and a Orbot, and a Vibe. And they're great machines in the right setting. Some better than others. But in my experience and in my opinion, the Rotary is a superior cleaning machine. Not in every case, but in most cases. And I know that there's others that disagree with that, and you're allowed to do that. I'm not saying that you can't or shouldn't have an OP machine, and if that's what you want to do, go for it. But for more than 10 years, I've been consistently defending and really promoting that the Rotary is a great option, and maybe even a better option. And I've been doing that right from the very first video I put out, which was over 10 years ago, I think 12 years ago now. And of course back then, OPs weren't even they weren't even an option at that time. I'm not saying OPs aren't good, okay? No, absolutely. But there's lots of reasons to prefer the Rotary, including the wider range of options for cleaning a carpet, as far as attachments go, for one. And they're just easier it's effortless to maneuver the machine around. I used my Orc on a small job yesterday. I was thinking about it. It's an easy machine to move because it's light, but it does actually take more effort to push and pull it, push and pull, because that's how you use it. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just I'm just able to, without even hardly even thinking, I can make this machine go any direction I want. Just slightly lower the handle goes left, slightly raise it goes right, without any effort. And it doesn't pull to one way or the other either. It's completely neutral, as long as I'm controlling it. And to move forward and back, all I do is I just walk. I'm moving forward as I just walk. It takes no effort. It does take some. I mean, here I am running with holding the machine with my left hand and the door with my right hand. It's just so easy. And more guys are kind of realizing that maybe they've abandoned the Rotary before they should have. I've got a little spot there I'm going to have to deal with. Let's see if I'll put that down there. Let's see if that takes it out. Oh, look at that gone. Yeah, so more and more guys are kind of, I guess you could say, seeing the light. And I'm not saying that OP is not a good, they're great, they're fine. go for it, use them. But don't just dismiss the Rotary as if it's an obsolete thing, because it certainly isn't. Even guys that have been using LPs for many years are abandoning their position on that. At the end of the day, the real answer to this is that an expert, somebody who really understands how to use equipment, can use any of these machines to clean carpet successfully. Whether it's, you know, an Orc or the most expensive OP there is, or a big 20-inch Rotary. They'll all clean carpet. At the end of the day, it's the operator who's doing the work. He's the one that knows how to, well, hopefully knows how to get that machine to produce the results. As I said in one of my videos, using the Rotary, I think of it as it's like using a paintbrush. Anybody can, you know, pick up a paintbrush and a can of paint and put what paint on the wall. But it's a person who is an expert that can make that paint job look beautiful. And it takes some skill and experience and understanding of the tools in their hand. But I prefer, for lots of reasons, the Rotary, at least for residential. And I actually like it, you know, liking it even more and more for commercial. If you've been watching my videos lately, I've been kind of segueing back toward the Rotary for my commercial work. I like using it. I just do. But let's have a look at the pad. We're curious, aren't we? Oh, that's not bad. Actually, not as black as I thought it would get. But let's put an Iron Man on here. And I want to feel the carpet. Well, it's fairly wet, so I think we'll be yeah, we won't need to add any moisture. But I'm curious to see, I'm sure you guys are too. What will they, uh-oh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stop the video here because I'm almost at the 30-minute mark, and we'll do another video showing this in action. So we'll do a second video. I'll let you go. Thanks for watching.